What's up with it? You watching Bama TV. And yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Rap Redefined. And the title is The Game Loses Everything in Court. Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. That boy really messed up missing that court date for real, though. Man, it's looking like he took something that was real serious very lightly. And the consequences is crazy, man, for real. I heard he even put like stuff in like Whack 100 name and they still coming for it, man, for real. So, yeah, man, they ain't playing no games. Yeah, man, just being like a celebrity though, man, you gotta be careful out there, man, for real though. You can't just be touching everything, you feel me? But yeah, man, I haven't heard no updates about this situation for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So maybe this video will update us a little bit on what's going on, you feel me? But yeah, I haven't checked out the video, don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
Let's clear that up now. I'm not screaming. He did not rape me. But what he did do is touch 3 times and told me shut the up before I eliminate you, and then pulled my up in front of a crowd of people in Chicago at a club with the lights on and people taking pictures. To the point that 3 cameramen walked off set and quit because they got daughters and wives at home, and they said he's a piece of.
Go ask Dr. Dre, man. Like, sit Dr. Dre down and really ask that about who I am and my character and, like what he really feel about me at the end of the day as a man.
When have you ever heard an Eminem song in the club? I don't hear Eminem in the streets. I'm just a better rapper.
You are giving me $10 million.
Let's go. Who's going to give you $10 million?
Jayceon mother Taylor.
Also known as
The Game.
Let's go.
Is giving me $10 million.
In the world of hip-hop, few artists had a rise as fast and impactful as Jayceon Taylor, better known as The Game. Emerging from Compton with cosigns from Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, his early career was marked by success, major label deals, and chart-topping albums.
Too much 50 Cent, not enough West Coast rap. 50 Cent. JC! I said JC! You old ass. You old ass.
When have you ever heard an Eminem song in the club? I don't hear Eminem in the streets. I'm just a better rapper.
His 2000.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's looking like he might have sabotaged his career a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, The Game definitely a good rapper. We can't take away his lyrical capability, but some of the people he went at don't kind of do question his character though. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna go at Eminem? How you gonna go at 50 and they like did so much for your career though? Yeah, man, I think The Game was burning bridges. 50 Cent and Eminem is some powerful dudes in hip hop. They want to shut him down, man. They can shut him down, and ain't no telling if they have for real though.
5 debut, the documentary, went multi-platinum and helped revitalize West Coast rap during a time when the scene was struggling for mainstream attention. The Game became known for his aggressive lyrics, industry beefs, and unapologetic attitude. But behind the fame, a legal battle was brewing that would change everything. The Game's early success was meteoric. Signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment and later aligned with 50 Cent's G-Unit, he had both the talent and the support to dominate. His early albums, especially Doctor's Advocate and LAX, were well received and solidified his reputation as a major force in the game. However, while his discography grew, so did his list of personal and professional controversies. He engaged in numerous high-profile feuds with other artists, which, while creating headlines, also isolated him from key industry players. The cultural impact of The Game's early work can't be overstated. In the mid-2000s, West Coast hip-hop needed a revival, and he delivered it. Working with the best producers in the industry, Dr. Dre, Kanye West, Just Blaze.
And I've been in this motherfucker since 2003, right? Because that's when I got signed to Aftermath, 2003. If you ask anybody, anybody that really know me that's in this motherfucking industry, and go ask Dr. Dre, man. Like, sit Dr. Dre down and really ask that about who I am and my character and, like what he really feel about me at the end of the day as a man. So if you could ask Nip himself, he would have told you, and he did tell you out his own mouth of what, I contributed, to his career. Coming straight out of West Side, Cedar Block, Bompton, and Top Dog know what it is. Kendrick know what it is. Mustard know what it is. Ty Dolla $ign know what it is.
He was central in defining a sound that brought aggressive street storytelling back into the commercial spotlight. Songs like Hate It or Love It and Dreams weren't just hits. They were moments that defined an era. His rise also intersected with one of the biggest hip-hop feuds of the decade, his falling out with 50 Cent and the G-Unit crew. The feud spawned diss tracks, interviews, and even physical altercations. Yet even as these conflicts grew, the game maintained chart presence. His ability to stay in the public eye, whether through music or drama, kept fans intrigued, but it also laid the groundwork for a reputation that became harder to maintain over time. In 2015, the game starred in a VH1 reality dating show called She's Got Game.
I lost the best thing that ever happened to me, but now I think I'm ready to find that special someone. And I'm gonna give her 100% of everything that I got.
Game is looking for love.
You're gonna step into my life and take this journey.
And she's bringing 10 lucky ladies along for the ride. She's Got Game. New series premieres Monday, August 10th at 9.
The show featured
I ain't gonna lie, man. They kind of put some rough looking broads out there for you, man. But yeah, man, I think the game definitely made a mark in the industry, though. Yeah, I think the documentary album is kind of somewhat historic, you know what I mean? It was definitely the biggest album from the West Coast in a while, you know what I'm saying? Might somewhat been the biggest album on the West Coast since then. So I think the game definitely made history, man. But yeah, I think his ego just a fool with it, though.
female contestants vying for his affection, structured like many reality romance competitions. One of the contestants, Priscilla Rainey, later filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of assault during an off-camera outing while the show was filming in Chicago. According to court documents, Rainey alleged that the game inappropriately touched her multiple times in a public venue, despite her attempts to resist. The allegations were serious, and the legal implications even more so. Initially, the game did not take the lawsuit seriously. He failed to appear in court multiple times, evading service and delaying the process. Process servers tried dozens of times to reach him, but he remained elusive. When a judge finally ruled on the case in his absence, the game was ordered to pay Rainey $7.13 million in damages. His refusal to engage with the legal system had backfired dramatically. Instead of accepting the judgment, the game took to social media, denying the accusations and attacking Rainey's character.
I want to be with him.
I can't be with him 24/7. I'm sorry.
Sadida couldn't keep a promise if her life depended on it.
So what?
I can't get no loving in public.
No affection.
His response was aggressive and dismissive, but his words did not change the court's decision. Rainey began to pursue the debt aggressively, using every legal avenue to collect what was owed. This included subpoenas, asset tracking, and eventually targeting his business entities. By 2018, the game's request for a new trial was denied. The court ruled his actions toward Rainey were deeply troubling, and that his refusal to participate in the legal process only made matters worse. Rainey's legal team began tracking the game's assets, suspecting he was hiding income through shell companies and associates, including his longtime manager, WAC 100. Documents filed in court suggested the game had very few assets under his own name, raising suspicions of financial maneuvering. One of the biggest financial hits came when a judge granted Rainey control over the game's independent record label, L.A. Prolific. She also obtained rights to the royalties from his then upcoming album, Born to Rap.
What about you, Firestarter? You good?
I'm good. No fire started today. So it sounds to me like they're trying to trash me in front of Jayceon to make me look like a fire starter. You know what? Let's go.
Every dollar earned through the
I ain't gonna lie, she probably was like the best looking contestant on the show. Yeah, I think he took the show as more than a show or something. He probably felt like they did want to marry him and be his wife or something. Maybe he felt entitled to something, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these bees mine or something. But yeah, man, I think it's a big possibility though, man. His ego played the big role in this situation for real.
The album and label was redirected to Rainey until the debt was paid in full. The game had effectively lost ownership of his music and business. The court order stated that all future payments due to L.A. Prolific or the game must be paid directly to Rainey until the $7.13 million was satisfied. The legal consequences weren't just financial. His public image took a massive hit. Media outlets began to scrutinize his behavior more intensely, pointing out how his legal issues mirrored a pattern of unresolved conflict throughout his career. Many industry figures who had once been allies now distanced themselves. Collaborators hesitated, knowing any royalties might be caught up in Rainey's collection efforts. Booking agents and sponsors grew reluctant to attach themselves to a figure so entangled in litigation. Despite the mounting consequences, the game continued to insist he had no money. He claimed that everything he used, cars, homes, business assets, was rented or not under his name. But investigators working on behalf of Rainey uncovered financial maneuvers that suggested otherwise. They accused him of transferring assets, including his Calabasas home, to WAC 100 in an attempt to shield them from seizure. These claims led to further legal action and intensified efforts to seize any remaining property. In 2024, the situation escalated further. Rainey subpoenaed the game's children's school, seeking confirmation of his residence as part of her effort to enforce the court judgment.
It seems like the whole mess, the fight, is Priscilla's fault. And that ain't really sitting well with me. You got some girls who
Want me to go home, of course.
want you to go home.
I can't believe everyone's making such a big deal about me cussing out Sierra. She deserved it.
Around that time, a private investigator served the game with legal documents confirming a court date to determine whether his Calabasas home could be seized to pay part of the debt. The goal was to prove he resided there and that the property should be considered part of his estate.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. They talk about part of the debt. So even after they take the house, they gonna want some more, man. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, I can see this hindering his career though, especially like with her having rights to like his music and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't see nobody motivated to go in the studio and make music when somebody else about to get paid from it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm pretty sure them studio sessions ain't hitting like they supposed to. So yeah, man, the game definitely played itself with this situation, man.
The game failed to appear in court on that date. Still, the court proceeded. And in early 2025, a judge ordered the sale of the Calabasas property. Rainey's legal team valued the home at around $3.2 million, still far short of the $7.13 million owed, but a significant step toward collection. The home, once a symbol of his success, now became a legal tool for repaying debt. Throughout all of this, the game remained defiant in interviews. He maintained that he was broke and that nothing was in his name. Meanwhile, his label's revenues and publishing rights continued to be directed to Rainey. Legal documents showed she had collected about $500,000 through his music-related income by early 2025, but that still left millions unpaid. His once thriving music career had essentially become a funnel for paying legal debt. The final blow came when the court found that the game had no valid claim to prevent the seizure of his house. His arguments about homestead protection and lack of ownership were rejected. The home was sold and the proceeds given to Rainey. Though the sale helped reduce the judgment, it wasn't enough to erase the debt.
I really like Priscilla, but some just don't feel right.
At this point, the game's financial future looked grim. Any future music earnings would go to Rainey. Ownership of his record label was lost. His home was gone, and every move he made was under legal scrutiny. Even collaborations with high-profile artists like Kanye West were rumored to have their profits directed to Rainey under the court order. The game had lost creative control, financial freedom, and the ability to grow his brand. Industry insiders began to weigh in on his downfall. Some viewed it as a harsh lesson about accountability. Others pointed out that his refusal to address the legal battle early on was what cost him everything. Managers, publicists, and former collaborators distanced themselves, wary of the legal baggage and financial instability surrounding him. The game's reputation took a hit beyond just legal circles. In hip-hop, where credibility and presence matter, being publicly dismantled through court proceedings, asset seizures, and defiant social media posts left a lasting mark. While his fan base remained loyal to some extent, the mainstream industry began to move on. By mid-2025, Priscilla Rainey had gained control over multiple revenue streams linked to the game. She had collected from album royalties, streaming platforms, publishing rights, and even apparel sales tied to LA Prolific. Her legal team continued to press for full payment of the judgment, leaving little room for the game to regain any financial independence. The emotional toll on the game was evident. In interviews, he spoke with less bravado and more fatigue. Gone were the confident boasts that once defined his public persona. In their place were vague references to betrayal, injustice, and a desire to reset his life. But the legal system had little patience for personal reflection. What mattered were results, and Rainey had the law on her side. The case also stirred discussion in hip-hop about the importance of legal preparedness. For artists entering business, media, and entertainment ventures, the lesson was clear. Ignoring a lawsuit, especially one with public visibility, could unravel an entire empire. Other artists began moving with caution, ensuring they had legal counsel and taking steps to avoid similar downfalls. As the dust settles, the game's story serves as a blueprint for what not to do. It's a stark reminder of how legal missteps can outweigh talent, how defiance can lead to destruction, and how ignoring the system doesn't exempt you from it. His legacy now hangs in the balance, not just based on his music, but on the decisions that led to his collapse. The story of the game isn't just about legal trouble or lost money. It's about what happens when someone ignores the consequences of their actions. What began as arrogance turned into avoidance, and avoidance turned into loss. From a platinum-selling rapper to a man fighting to prove he owns anything at all, the game's downfall is a cautionary tale about accountability.
Man, that's crazy right there, man. Hopefully he got some good feels, because he definitely paying a lot for him. You know what I'm saying? For real though, man, you gotta be careful, man. And then it's crazy too, because it was like a show though, man. So I don't know, man. Like, you thought it was more than just a show, man. You know what I mean? Shit, it ain't no telling if some of them women was actually already married or something. You know what I'm saying? Just on the show, just to be on the show for exposure. You feel me? So yeah, man. Maybe he felt like they was really there for love or something. He was gonna really wife one up or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's a bad way for a legend to go out. But yeah, man, people getting rappers and setting them up and all kind of stuff, man. That always been like a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why somebody will run up on a rapper or something to try to get stole on so they can get some lawsuits and all that. Entertainers and stuff, man, definitely gotta be careful, because sometimes people will be around you just looking for a payday. Definitely gotta be careful. I definitely think it's something to learn from this situation, man. It just ain't cool to be touching on everybody, you know what I'm saying? Especially without consent, you know what I mean? Man, he took a big loss, man, for real though, man. Hopefully he can bounce back, go in that studio, make a crazy hit and pay her off, man, and move on with your life, man. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Yeah, look like the game real got rocked with this one though, man. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. You watching Baby Mama TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Until next time. All right.